How's it going, everybody? I'm here in North Alabama hiking, and today I'm going to talk about the 4 main wilderness survival essentials. This is the 3rd video of our day hike emergency series, so if you'd like to go check out the first 2, the first video talks about pre-hike planning, doing research, and things of that nature to help prevent the emergencies. And the second video talks about your preparedness mindset and getting in the right mentality. And this video, again, we're talking about your 4 main essentials when it comes to wilderness survival, which is water, fire, shelter, and food. If you have those 4 essentials, then your odds of getting out of that emergency with minimal damage go way up. And I'm going to tell you in this video, I'm going to show you some things, and I'm going to tell you what you can have on you to help get through that situation a lot better. You're going to already have it packed in with you, and it's very lightweight stuff. It's very compact, and your pack will not even weigh 15 pounds tops with all the gear. With all the gear that I have with me, not just this gear, but all the gear total, 15 pounds. And it will get you through a 24-hour emergency. But this is about your 4 main things. So, you know, in my opinion, the #1 survival essential in any situation is going to be water. There's a rule of 3s when it comes to survival, and that's going to be 3 days without water, 3 hours without shelter in extreme conditions, and 3 weeks without food. But especially if you're here in North Alabama and it's warm weather, you could go 3 days without water. You might do it, but you're going to be in bad shape way sooner than that, especially in warm weather. So you know, you're going to want to have access to fresh drinking water. You don't want to be out there drinking water right out of a mud hole or something like that, because you run the risk of ingesting bacteria, which makes you sick and make your dehydration much worse. And that's why I'm talking about having a way to filter that water. So I'm going to show you some things that I keep with me that you know, are really neat to have. And right here, this is a live straw. You can get these for under $20 in most places. Most places that sell any kind of camping type stuff. Using that to drink directly out of a stream or out of your container will filter out all kinds of bacteria, and in the majority of cases, 99% of the time, it's going to make that drinking water safe. Another type of filter is a Sawyer water filter. These are the 2 kinds that I have. I just bought this one. I go from one to the other sometimes, and I even keep several of those in my vehicles in case there's an emergency. So, you know, having drinking water and things like that, and being able to, you know, access more drinking water when you run out of your normal supply, and having a method to filter that is going to be very important. I always suggest, if you're going on a couple-hour hike, you bring 3 hours of water or more if you can. You always want to pack in a little bit extra. Now, here's another thing. You can get a lot of these at Walmart. These are water purification tablets. This is kind of an older pack that I've not taken out yet. I keep some just like these in my my hiking day pack, and so those will do for each couple of pills. Will do a 1 liter of water. Let's say you have your purification tablets. Let them soak in that water for 30 minutes, and then you have your neutralizing tablets, which will get the taste of the other pills out of the water. So ability for fresh drinking water is going to be important. I'm going to include number 2 as shelter right here. And I showed this in the previous video. This is a Don't Die in the Woods brand survival tent. It's easy to set up. It can be set up in less than 5 minutes. Again, you don't want to be going to the woods trying to build a shelter, find a shelter, especially if you get some cold conditions. In the wintertime in Alabama, it might be 65, 70 on a really nice day in the wintertime. But overnight it can drop to 30 degrees easy. And a lot of people find themselves in an emergency when that happens. They go out and they're wearing a short sleeve shirt. They get out there and they get lost and they got to stay overnight, and then they don't have a way to find some shelter, and that's when you run the risk of hypothermia. So having shelter already in your backpack, that actually reflects body heat back on you. Keeps you out of the rain, keeps you out of the wind, and can really be a lifesaver. I also suggest keeping a lot of these emergency blankets. They're really cheap. Low cost. You can wrap them around you. They keep you out of the rain, the elements. They reflect body heat back on you. Use them in conjunction with your survival tent to add more shelter. Wrap up with. Close the ends of your tent. If the wind's getting in. A lot of uses for those. You can also make those shelters themselves. You can make lean-tos out of them, especially if you got cordage, which is important to have on you. So there's your shelter. Because like I said, when it gets really cold in Alabama overnight, you're going to need to be able to stay warm. And that provides you peace of mind knowing that you got that ability right there. And that's why I think shelter kind of goes up above food a little bit there. Is already have it with you. So, that being said, I think fire making ability can be very important. So having redundancy in your fire kit is having multiple ways of starting a fire. So I like to keep this is a little waterproof container of stormproof matches, and having those and being able to light a fire even when it's raining or anything like that can be really important. Here are some other waterproof matches right here. I keep those in a little waterproof container. And right here, one of the easiest ways to start a fire, and I always keep these in my kit, is a Bic lighter. These things work really great, and I have several of these. So that's your easiest way, and then of course matches. And then here is a your striker kit. This is one of the more difficult ways to do it, but it offers redundancy. If you're out of matches or your lighter doesn't work, you have this, and find some good kindling, you can get a fire going with it. And there's other fire starting options, but those are the 3 that I use. So that helps cover that. And right here, and I'll show you right here, this thing's a little dirty. I got a lot of crumbs and stuff on it when I stuffed it down in my pack. This thing folds out and makes a stove, and it's very, very handy, very low cost. I think I ordered this for like less than $8. The tablets you saw in them are chemical tablets that when you light them up and get them going, they make a really hot and good strong fire. And keeping those in your kit and having something to set your mess kit on, or your cup or whatever to boil water, or if you need to cook something, that offers that ability. And it also offers you can throw those in little tablets in a campfire if you have trouble getting it going. And those things a lot in sometimes extreme conditions. And they'll light a hot fire. So and I did not get these out of my pack, but I have little the kindling things like you can buy at the store. that you can throw in the fire that light up really easy. Some homemade kindling that works really good is you take cotton balls, soak them in Vaseline, put them in a little plastic bag or something where they seal up, and those things will make great kindling if you need a fire in an emergency. So that being said, I'm going to finish this with one of your last main essentials is food. And a lot of you go on a day hot, you do take some snacks or something. You don't have to go fancy with this if you don't want to, but this is something right here that I keep in my pack at all times, and that is your 2,400 calorie emergency food rations bar, what I call a Lifeboat Bar. They use these a lot, your lifeboats and things. It has a 5-year shelf life. You can chunk that in your backpack, and you don't have to worry about it for a long time. Open it up, you get 2,400 calories. And it's broken down, it's got like 6 different bars, so 400 calories a piece. What that does is that gives you comfort knowing, hey, I'm hungry and I'm tired and I've been lost and I got to hike out of here tomorrow, so I need calories and energy. That gives you instant calories. It ain't the best taste in the world, but it's good enough. It's, they're edible, and that's providing you with energy. It's got a lot of vitamins and protein and carbohydrates. And when you're really hungry and in that emergency situation, you can eat you something and get your body some energy. So I keep those. You may want something else. It needs to be something that's not going to ruin overnight. And those things last long. I have several of those. They're great for all types of emergencies. So, this is just the basics of things you can keep in your pack. And here's a little mess kit that I keep. Get one of those, have a little cup or something in them. That will enable you to boil water if you have the ability to do that. And put that on top of your pocket stove, and you can boil water pretty quickly with those tablets. So again, those are just things to look into. In a very lightweight and inexpensive kit, you got water purification, instant shelter, instant food, fire making abilities, and things like that. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful for you. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy what you see here, and stay tuned for the future videos on the series. Thank you.